The Sultanganj Buddha is one of the most important artefacts in the collection of Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery. It was discovered in 1862 and was one of the first pieces gifted to the Museum and Art Gallery in 1864. At over 2 metres tall and weighing 590 kilos, it's one of the largest complete pieces of Buddhist metalwork in the world. The Buddha is made from a copper alloy and was produced using the lost wax technique. The Buddha itself was found in a monastery, and its purpose was to focus the mind of the believer. This is echoed in the facial features of the Buddha, the main one being his eyes, which are cast downwards as if to emphasize contemplation and rejection of the material world. The Buddha also displays 2 hand gestures, which are called mudras. The left hand, the palm is stretched outwards and represents the granting of favor, whereas the right hand, which is held upwards, represents fearlessness and protection. The Buddha was discovered in 1862 whilst British railway engineers were building the Indian Railway. They were looking for ballast to support the track and came across an abandoned vihara or Buddhist monastery. The first piece of the Buddha that was discovered was his feet, and it was clear that the Buddha had been tipped forward into a hole, probably when the monastery came under threat. As the engineers excavated further, they found this Buddha along with several other pieces which are in museum collections across Europe. The reason the Buddha is in Birmingham is that a former mayor, Samuel Thornton, who had an interest in antiquities, came to hear about the discovery of the Buddha and offered to pay £200 to have the Buddha transported from North India to England. But the idea of having the Buddha on display here in Birmingham was that it would inspire non-Buddhist artisans and metalworkers in the city to be creative. And a lot of metalwork that we have from India was brought into the collection for this purpose.